What's up, brothers and sisters? This is Brothers G World 7 underscore D. I'm just making this quick video. It's not going to be very long. I always tell you to continue to do your research and continue to try to study everything you can. And also be wary of how you're being identified. Um, the issue here, when you hear people like Umar Johnson, he wants to categorize everyone just African. Not understanding, and I said this over and over in other videos, is that when you take the black people, like you have in the Andaman Islands and throughout India, and the various different types of black people that are in India and Asia, you're you're making them in foreigners. You're making them up to be foreigners in their own land. So you're making them African when they're not African. They're indigenous to that land. All right, they're indigenous, and then when you don't identify them with that region, then you allow foreigners to come in and then steal their identification. Just like here in America, when you continue to look at these Aboriginal black people here, you want to label them as African. You're helping with basically displacing them in their true history. So you got to look at more things from a more of a holistic perspective instead of just narrow everything to African. That tells me that clown hadn't done his real research, and most of them haven't. So you see most of them pushing this agenda that we come from slave trade, which most of them African slaves did not come here. There was already Negroes here, but particularly in America, that is very few slaves came here, man. So, and then once you start doing the research, you start questioning, okay, well, where these black folks come from? And then you start studying black people in Europe, and that's another thing, you know. I can remember one of my earlier videos when some clown kept pushing, they were African. Like, no, but the goddamn Africans, those are black Europeans. And when you continue to do that, like you get the white people, well, yeah, the African and European white folks not Europeans. They come from Central Asia. They're not even originally there. Excuse me, they're not the original people there, but they come from Central Asia. They're not indigenous to no Africa, to no Americas, to no Europe. So you're going to have to understand that. You're going to have to stop listening to these mainstream Negroes because they've obviously been paid off, or they just don't know and don't care to know. You hear them all the time running their mouths. It's going to be really sickening because there's no excuse not to know this information. There's no excuse, man. There's no excuse no more. They're just sellouts, period. They do not want to increase their knowledge. They just want to believe everything that a white person tells them, they're going to go and run with. Because that's how they get down. If white daddy and mommy didn't tell them anything, they're not going to believe it. That's how sick a lot of these Negroes and Negresses are. So I want you to continue to do the deep research and start studying because it's so obvious. The people continue saying Gullah Geechees are African. Man, please. No, they're not. Them people are the Aboriginal black people of that southeast region. Damn. So obvious. But you want to tie everything to Africa. That amazes me, man. It's sad. It's sad. And I heard one Negro, she claimed she a Creole, but she said that the Creole had nothing to do with the indigenous people here and the people trying to rewrite history. No, it does. It does have to do with indigenous people here. Stop allowing outsiders to interpret your history. Stop allowing that. Because if you continue to do that, your stuff will be stolen. It's going to be stolen. Stop allowing that. Brothers and sisters, you're going to have to wake up, man. You can't allow others to interpret your history or to rewrite your history because it's been done already. Everywhere on this planet, Aboriginal, melanated people, when I say melanated, I'm talking about so-called black people because all the other people come from so-called black people. And when I mention heavily melanated, when I say heavily melanated, I'm talking about black people. Every single continent of this planet were originally populated by heavily melanated people. Black people. Period. You can't escape that. And there's various different types of so-called black people. Nose structures, cheekbones, hair types, brow ridges, whatever. Eye colors, hair color. We've always varied. So when you listen to these Negroes talking about a so-called black feature. There's certain features that are pronouncedly so black, but there's our features vary. It's always varied. You have to understand that. So when you start studying and researching, you're able to pick out the lies that these bastards are doing. So I'm just want to continue. I just want to give you some quick info. I mentioned some of this before, but I mention this again, that we got to really take over our history, man. It's being hijacked. The clowns talking about getting rid of Black History Month and get rid of the aerial tapes in the military with the Tuskegee Airmen, man, which they were the best pilots then. Okay, then you want to get rid of these Juneteenth and these other so-called DEI holidays. Well, then get rid of Memorial Day then. Get rid of Memorial Day. Get rid of Memorial Day. All right? Hell, get rid of Thanksgiving. Get rid of all of it. These white folks don't make any sense, man. Most of the time they don't make any sense. They just go around babbling. And these Negroes go around babbling. It's white and I say so. And these Negroes, well, white master said it, so it must be so. No, but for real, brothers and sisters, man, continue to grow and learn. It's your brother G World, man. Out.